Hi lovelies! Another day of the Tarot Advent calendar and catching up. This is the day 9 for me, and it is a hashtag or the idea that Eveline Timeless started. This is like Vlogmas where she just does a little thing every day and talks about different topics, tarot related and also not, but her topic for the day 9 was the tarot journal, but I don't have one. I have these different journals that I write down things to, and this is like not only tarot related. I keep this calendar thing where I write down the decks that I've got and when and my thoughts and ideas, but I don't have a tarot journal or journal per se, so I don't have anything to talk about on this topic. So I thought I would talk about modifying decks, and I don't have most of the decks I have modified because I've traded them or I don't have them anymore. So, but I have still some, and I have a question also with the theme, but I want to show what decks I have modified and which are the keepers that will stay at this point. So first let's see some of the edged decks that I have that are not trimmed but only edged. So the Golden Tarot by Mary Packard, the Visconti's Forza reproduction deck, and I bronzed or gilded the edges of this deck. Now it looks like this old precious thing. So, and another edged deck is the Deviant Moon deck, which is edged in red. Don't know if you can see it, but it is edged in like crimson red or dark red. I edged my Tarot the She also red, and most other decks are edged in black. I don't have any out to show. So only edging now for the trimmed decks that I have. These would be the Tarot of the Magic Forest, the Low Scarabeo decks. I usually have trimmed because of the all languages frames usually are not my thing. So these are everything off and also edged in dark green to match the backs. Next deck I trimmed is the Theatre Dolls Tarot, which had these white borders, but I couldn't take everything off because it has the writings I don't want to lose and the signs of the elements all around. I know that that this deck is available with black borders also, but you can't possibly know which one you're going to get when you're ordering. I'm not sure how they are different. Haven't found out that one. So Tarot the Theater Dolls by Maria Curara, Russian deck. This is trimmed and edged black. Next is the Steampunk Tarot, trimmed. It had black borders. I left only the names down there, and it's also edged in black. So next trim deck I have is the Fairy Lights Tarot, again Low Scarabeo deck, trimmed everything off, and I'm using it not as a tarot but as a oracle, and it is so wonderful. But the edges were not in all languages, but these were really hard to actually edge because of the inner frame was like wavy, and I edged it with the guillotine, like professional guillotine, large one, which has the measures, and so I couldn't fail, because with scissors I think I would have messed up the upper and lower part. I think you can see some of the, like you can see the coin, part of the coin here in the King of Coins, and part of the cup down here. So I didn't want to make them too small because they are like, I don't know, playing card size, but narrower right now. But really good to handle, and I haven't yet figured out what color I want to edge them. I think I don't have the markers available around here. We have only basic colors available, so I would love to do it like with something different. I'm not sure even what, like pastel-y or turquoise thing maybe, but I don't have any markers available in my country. I would have to order it somewhere else, I think. So next, this was the Fairy Lights Tarot. Now the Tarot of the Master, which is a Vachetta, Giovanni Vachetta deck. I trimmed everything off. Sorry for the glare, I'm trying to show you as best as I can. So this is also Low Scarabeo deck, and it has had those ugly green borders with the writing or the meanings on the side, again in I think 4 languages. So I did not appreciate that, but the deck itself is so gorgeous. Trying not to show you all the same cards. So Tarot of the Masters, aka the Vachetta deck. These are the backs, and also, like most of my historical decks, I have edged it in bronze, or this old gold old gold shade. Also historical deck. Why didn't I bring it? Just a sec. What was this deck called? Ancient Ancient Italian, I think. Again, Low Scarabeo deck of Solabusca. Again, I trimmed the black borders away with, it had also the all languages down here. So, and I must say I love how this deck reads, and I've heard many say that this deck is like for aesthetic purposes or for collection, like a historical deck. But oh my god, this reads so well. Look at that. Because of the old historical decks before all the divination tarot appeared, these were like playing cards, like playing games things, and these have no rules, so you can just go with what you see. And with this deck I like laid out the cards and suits, and I just wrote down what everything feels, how everything feels for me, and added some like Pippish numerology to it a little bit. And this is perfect deck to read with, by the way, for me at least. And this is trimmed. These are the backs, and like I said, historical decks are bronze edged. Now next, and not the last but next, is the Druidcraft Tarot. I took off the white borders, left the mossy green stone like borders, and it's much better to handle right now. For the ones who can't, maybe who don't know how the deck looks like with borders, I can show you my non-trimmed or the spare deck. This is like huge cards compared to this now. I just trimmed off the white border. Darn the... So, these are large still, but much better to handle. These are the backs. Have some smudges on it, which I don't care about because I use this deck a lot. And this is also to match with the back side, is goldish bronze or old gold, I don't know how to. So I showed this and this, and now the last one, and then the question. So this is the Shapeshifter Tarot. I trimmed up the blue borders it had, and now it looks like this. This I don't use as a tarot deck as well. I use it like the dream work and path work and the messages from the spirit guides and other world thing. This is like shamanic journey deck for me. This is trimmed and edged in blue to match the backs. So now for the question. I just few days ago stumbled upon a video where, let me see who it was, I wrote it down, Layer Cake Arts channel. She showed her decks within some hashtag, I think. And one of the decks she showed was the Tarot of the Cat People, and she had it trimmed, the white borders off, and only the names were there. While I am not bothered with this border thing going on with this deck, I really loved her as much as she showed the cards. I really loved this trimmed. So my question is, if you have this trimmed, maybe you can point me where you have the images of the trimmed decks, or maybe you have a video done where you show it. I would love to see a little bit more of it before I decide. Usually I just look at the deck and I know I want to trim it, but sometimes I'm like in between and I leave it for the time to decide. But since I saw it on the other channel and I'm like, should I trim the white borders of this one or not? What do you think? So, how was it? To trim or not to trim? That is the question. So, these were my modification deck things, and what I wanted to add, that why I modify my decks. The edging is solely for the aesthetic purposes, because sometimes the plain white sides are not like, I want to see my decks pretty and special and to be more beautiful when they are on the display, or they just look better for me. So aesthetic, but trimming is the other thing. Some decks that just step out of the images after I've trimmed them. Some of the, especially Los Garbeo, the all languages in there, this is like intrusive for me, I don't know. In some decks it doesn't bother me, but sometimes the borders are like blue, or it doesn't like match the whole thing, and I just deframe them so I can get into the image without the obstructive window. So for me this deck came alive with no borders. So did the Fairy Lights Tarot. It just speaks loudly and nothing is on the way, and I'm just can easily go into the images without the borders. And some decks I deborder, like the Druidcraft Tarot, while the white borders wouldn't be maybe too much or too ugly for this. These cards are too big. I prefer smaller cards for shuffling sake. So sometimes the reason is just the largeness of the cards. And I also trimmed my Wildwood Tarot, which I don't have here. I have it at home. I have the spare deck here, which I use here, and then I have the other one at home. Then I don't have to carry my decks back and forth. So the trimmed Wildwood is at home, but here I have the German version of it, which has much thinner borders, and I would not want to trim that because these borders are like so narrow, they don't bother me at all. And while I already have other deck like trimmed, I don't need them to trim decks. I can use one when I really don't want to see the borders, etc. So, blabbering much? Yes, like I'm usually blabbering, but these are the decks I have left, which are either trimmed or aged. Most other decks are aged in black, like I said, and I don't think I have any other colors. Like I mentioned, I have available colors in here: red, green, blue, and the golden, probably the silver, but I haven't seen any deck that matches with the silver marker, so I don't have any other colors available around here. There are also lilac and orange and probably the yellows and such, but basic colors, and the more brighter colors are usually the, not chisel point, but the bullet point, and I can't edge with bullet point. I've tried and this is not working for me. So, modifying decks, what you think, and let me know what you think about the Cat People's Tarot, to edge it or not, do you have it edged, or anyways, what you think. Thank you for watching and bye!